yesterday it was reported that Doge had ascended upon the FBI headquarters, and the CIA had offered its entire staff a payout. What do we see? I'll go to Hannah Claire first, and I'll go to Styx. I mean, right now the government payout thing was accepted by 1% of federal employees. The number is likely to rise throughout the year. Do we think anybody in the FBI or CIA are going to be volunteering to give up their power for a payout? Or maybe with the threat of having their department terminated? The other thing I wanted to point out, I believe the number was close to 60% of all available FBI. 60% of all available FBI agents worked on the J6 case. I believe I think that's a number. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But they don't want to give the names. I mean, the FBI is suing to prevent being compelled to turn over the names of the agents to the Trump administration, which I find weird.
You don't get to do that.
If you did such a great job, if you felt like the things you were doing were ethical and honorable, I don't understand.
Your name should be attached to that.
Also,
100%.
Does that mean that you work for a political cause? Because they're always, all these bureaucrats are always like, I've worked for multiple administrations. We're led by, the Constitution, not whatever. That's what the USAID workers were saying. So
yeah, that's why they were ripping down pride flags and burning books when Doge came up.
Yeah. I always think there's going to be a certain amount of turnover with the bureaucracy because they are politically motivated. With the intelligence agency, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are getting nice offers from the private sector right now to potentially come on board. I think it might be easier to leave kind of a flashy organization like the CIA, like the FBI, than rather than being like a middle manager at the Department of the Interior of whatever. Like if you're deep in the government bureaucracy and you are really, really, let's say, a bureaucrat, then you maybe don't have the same kind of employment cachet that being able to say, oh, I was the director of, the FBI branch of this city. Headhunters, anyone trying to give employment are looking at these people like, do you really want to work under Trump? You could make so much more if you just move over to this, nondescript company that does shady things in the background. So I think you will see a certain amount of leave. I think it's good that the intelligence bureaus, the FBI, the CIA, are not beyond Doge's scope. I think that, some of this stuff. So like, while you were checking our 3D printer, we talked a bit about Kash Patel going up for confirmation.
Yeah.
And this demand for the list is coming when the FBI has not transitioned leadership yet. It's still under basically whoever was appointed by Biden. And Kash Patel, there's now a senator saying, oh, we should stall his nomination. We should, wait. And this lawsuit, it comes like right in time with this lawsuit where they're trying to block the names from getting out. So both of these agencies have a desire to stall whatever Trump is doing. And maybe it's just selfish, like they don't want to have to face the consequences of their actions. But I also think some of it is to give time for people to bail out and be like, well, I don't work for the CIA anymore, so it doesn't matter. I don't work for the FBI anymore. It's, again, not in the best interest of the American people.
Styx, what do you make of doxing the FBI employees that worked on J6? Do you feel okay with that?
Yeah, I believe that it's justified. I think that they're trying to shield themselves more than anything else. They're trying to prevent themselves from having to face any repercussions from involving themselves in something that was based on spurious material. And they know that it was. They know that the entire impeachment inquiry, everything like that, all of those things were nonsensical. And they're like, oh, crap, the dude got back into office. Well, we might be punished for this. And so they're offering them effectively a golden umbrella, effectively. The Bureau is trying to bail these people out. They can leave if they were involved with it. They get their back pay and their pension and all of these things, and then hopefully don't face repercussions. I mean, from their perspective, they should. They should, but in the end, I get the sense that Trump is going all in. No, he's not going to go after them. He's going all in. He's basically telling them, get lost.
Yeah, well, what do you make of 39%, if the reporting is correct, 5,000 FBI agents were working on J6. 5,000. Like,
Well, they were wasting
how many
their
other
time,
crimes?
as
Yeah,
usual.
how many other crimes went unsolved? Because these people are working on this very politically motivated thing.
Exactly.
What, it's like
that human trafficking network over there, that's not a priority. This crack manufacturing, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump allegedly paid hookers to piss on the Obamas.
Yeah.
bed.
The Steele dossier. Yeah,
it's like 4 to 5 agents per person investigated for January 6th.
It's literally nuts. It makes no
crazy.
sense.
I would argue that if 5,000 people worked on J6, that's 5,000 jobs that we could cut immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, did we really
obviously-
need 5,000? How much could the Capitol Police not handle?
They
You know,
obviously
there's
weren't
still a
necessary for actually going after legitimate crime, so
Right.
why should they be employed?
I just don't see any value in keeping these people. At the very minimum, you're telling me that you have a huge staffing surplus. If you can put 5,000, 39% of your entire active workforce working on one case in which, you know, no, and when only a civilian lost their life. You know,
But
like,
people will still say that police were harmed or
Yeah,
you
they
know
still
lost
say it on
their
the news.
lives. They say it on the news. There was one guy who was like, they let people out who bashed the heads in of police officers that were trying to protect whatever. And you hear it and you want to be like, you actually have no idea what happened. Like,
Yeah.
this is being escalated to weird liberal folklore. And you're the news. It seems like a very broken system.
Using the term folklore to describe it is very effective, by the way, because most of what the average person believes about J6 isn't even real.
Mhm.
right.
They think that the protesters that were there, that they did get riotous. It was technically a riot.
People did break the law. Yeah.
Yeah, they broke the law, but they think that they were like trying to destroy the Capitol, overthrow the government, kill a bunch of people, and none of these things actually happened.
Well, why don't we compare it to the rhetoric that the left used yesterday when members of government were basically declaring war on America, saying that if they don't see the light, we'll bring the fire. You had them marching on the USAID building. How many FBI agents? You have a Democrat from California calling for the imprisonment of Elon Musk. I wonder how many FBI agents will investigate these. Of course, the usual suspects
0.
behind the microphone: Chuck Schumer, Mad Maxine Waters, who famously said, "Take it to the streets." You know, these people are fomenting. There's a 50 state protest scheduled for today or no, tomorrow, I think. Is that right?
I believe
Tomorrow?
I think Maxine Waters said, "Take it to the streets. Don't let them get gas. Don't let them go into a restaurant. Confront them wherever they are and stuff like that." And it's like, okay,
That's
sounds
almost
like
an exact quote,
insurrectionist.
Styx. That's pretty good. That's I think almost a perfect exact quote of what she said at the time.
I think that's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that doesn't sound violent at all. Not even
No.
remotely.
So, do we think anybody in the CIA is going to take this offer? The FBI, I think, has more paper pushers, pencil pushers that may look to say, "All right, I'm out of here." I don't think you're going to get any resignations from the CIA. Like,
Well, they get paid in coke, so you know.
I think
allegedly.
it depends. Like, there are some who are already going to leave to take cushy private sector jobs. They'll go, but I think a lot of them
they'll
will
go work
stay
in the
because
defense. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that, I guess offering a payout is a soft way to lower, the cost this time next year. Closing those positions is also kind of a good thing to do going into the next year. I don't know. I don't think they have the votes to stop Cash, right? I think Cash Patel is getting confirmed.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, if Pam Bondi makes it, she's probably less controversial.
Mhm.
It'll probably be a tie-breaking vote though with Vance.
yeah.
Yeah, fine by me. That means he gets in, right? with the CIA offering a buyout for its entire workforce. I mean, what do we make of this? As far as I know,
Imagine that the entire CIA simply stops existing. I mean, there
I
are
think we'd be
worse things
fine.
in life.
Yeah.
This is just a bureaucratic pardon, though, right? They're like, get out while you can. Because again, I can't remember. The CIA director has turned over. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They have
So
a
in
new
that way,
leader.
it's just him being like, okay, here we go. I agree with Doge. You should leave. But in some ways, it does feel like if they take the buyout, is that it? Like if they were
Do you have
harassing
qualified
private
immunity
citizens-
now?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
it
more.
would.
It's more like Trump's simply not going to use the resources to go after them. I think it's more.
Yeah.
It's more like basically take the fucking buyout, go away.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's basically what's going on.